If you think America is just skyscrapers and fast food, you might be very mistaken. Most British tourists make a mistake. They underestimate the vast geographical distance of the Stars and Stripes. Stepping out of ancient London, you will immediately be overwhelmed by the wildness and absurd vastness of this country. Today, we will unveil 10 must-visit destinations in the US, specifically for the British coordinates, that deliver a powerful cultural and visual shock. But be careful with the final stop at Position Hasson. The experience here will leave you both excited and terrified, a real shock that no Englishman could have anticipated. Are you ready? Let's go. Kicking off the list at number 10 today is Honolulu, Hawaii. I must confess to everyone, for the British, Hawaii is like a dream lover. Everyone wishes to set foot there at least once to know. But the harsh truth is, do you know what it is? Love it for real, but who actually books tickets themselves? The reason? It's simple. It's ridiculously far. While Americans see Hawaii as a familiar vacation spot where they can just pack their bags and go for the weekend, for us Brits, flying there is no different from taking a long flight halfway around the world. You have to endure at least 2 flight segments, crammed into an airplane seat for nearly 20 hours. As soon as you step off the plane, before you even have a chance to see any romance, you'll be knocked out of your wits by the jet lag. But let's be honest, if you can just close your eyes and get through that travel nightmare, Honolulu will reward you with an experience worth every penny. Imagine this, you are frolicking on the legendary Waikiki Beach. On one side, fine sand and crystal clear water, but as soon as you turn your back, boom, all there are super modern skyscrapers standing tall right there. This contrast looks visually stunning, but also quite peculiar. Oh, let me share one more piece of information. Honolulu is home to the Ala Moana Center, the largest outdoor shopping mall in the world. I mean, you can splash around in the tropical waters, then step onto the shore and go shopping for luxury goods right next to the ocean. Just hearing about it makes you feel happy, right? Now that you're here, if you're starting to feel excited and want to pack your bags for a trip, don't forget to gently hit the like button and subscribe to support us. Those small clicks may seem insignificant, but they are a huge morale booster for the team to create even more awesome videos. But honestly, Hawaii is really beautiful, but it's both far and expensive. So, is there a place that is both more affordable and filled with completely free historical check-in spots for us Brits? Spoiler alert, there is. And now we will fly straight to the capital of the United States to verify it right away. Leaving the sunny Hawaii, let's board a flight to position number 9, Washington, D.C. Honestly, haven't people always thought that beside the White House and politicians in suits walking back and forth, there was nothing entertaining in the capital of the United States? At first, we British thought the same way, but that's a big mistake. Washington, D.C. is actually the largest legal freebie paradise on the planet for tourists. You heard it right. The word free here is literally 100% free. The biggest highlight in DC is the world-famous Smithsonian Museum complex. You can stroll in and admire everything from the giant dinosaur skeletons to the Apollo spacecraft that flew to the moon, without spending a single penny. From the Lincoln Memorial, the Capitol, to the National Zoo to see elephants and pandas, everything is open to welcome you completely free of charge. Being British, hearing the word free immediately makes your eyes light up, right? That's not all. Wandering around DC, you'll find the architecture here extremely unique. The combination of neoclassical and Beaux Arts styles gives the British a feeling of familiarity as if they were in Europe, yet also a sense of novelty due to the grand and expansive scale that is distinctly American. Beside that, there is a little-known fact. Tourism is the second highest money-making industry in DC. But the miracle is that almost all of the city's top attractions don't charge you a single penny for admission. What a bargain for a trip. DC is so civilized and economical, but if you don't like the seriousness of the capital and crave the feeling of partying hard under the warm sun by the beach, then what? Destination number 8 right after this will take us to a completely different universe known as the capital of Latin America. Goodbye to the seriousness of the capital. Now let's switch to party mode and head to position number 8, Miami, Florida. For us Brits, Miami is like a genuine antidote to the dreary weather we have back home all year round. Imagine this. Just early in the morning, you were shivering in the 8 degrees Celsius, drizzling cold in London, and suddenly in the afternoon, you land in Miami Beach. Boom! Golden sunshine at 30 degrees Celsius, green palm trees swaying, and beaches filled with a vibrant party atmosphere. The feeling is so refreshing and indescribable. But when we got to Miami, we not only experienced a heat shock, but also encountered a super interesting cultural shock. Wandering around the streets, you'll be surprised to see Spanish being used so commonly that people affectionately call Miami the capital of Latin America. From the pulsating salsa music on the streets, the vibrant cocktails, to the rich Cuban cuisine. Everything here is vibrant and full of energy, completely different from the modest restraint usually seen in the land of fog. Notably, Miami has not only been voted one of the cleanest and wealthiest cities in the United States, but the Port of Miami here also holds the title of the yacht capital of the world. Standing on the beach looking out, you will be amazed by the gigantic superyachts that resemble floating apartment buildings on the water. The scene is both grand and captivating. Miami is dazzling and bustling, but if you belong to the introverted team, preferring a more vintage and elegant atmosphere while still deeply connected to British history, what then? Destination number 7 coming up next will take us to a very special city where the British will feel like they are rediscovering themselves, but in a much fresher version. Saying goodbye to the scorching sun and the passionate salsa dance of Miami. Let's move on to position number 7, Boston, Massachusetts. If I had to describe Boston in one sentence, it would be the place where any English person who sets foot there would exclaim, "Oh, it seems I've just found my home, but a fancier version." Indeed, Boston has a distinctly British soul, but it runs on the extremely modern engine of America. Strolling along the historic red brick Freedom Trail, or admiring the ancient buildings, you will feel an incredible sense of familiarity, as if you were walking through the heart of London or Manchester. For British tourists, Boston offers a very pleasant sense of cultural safety, not overwhelming or chaotic like New York, but incredibly elegant and peaceful. But don't be mistaken, Boston is not just about nostalgia. This place possesses an incredibly explosive energy. On one hand, this city is the intellectual center of the world, with the two giants, Harvard and MIT. On the other hand, it possesses a breathless sports spirit at the shrine of Fenway Park. You can engage in polite academic discussions in the morning, and then join the enthusiastic crowd cheering at a baseball game in the evening. And perhaps this is Boston's greatest pride. The city has perfectly preserved the spirit and architecture of colonial America, lying serenely beneath the shadows of modern skyscrapers. The intersection of the past and the future here is truly remarkable, very warm and nostalgic, right? But if you find this elegance still not enough, and you're craving a bit of thrill, a bit of true wildness, what then? Destination number 6 coming up next will take us to the heart of the arid desert, where a sin city filled with neon effects and unimaginable things has been built. Leaving behind the elegant, nostalgic charm of Boston, we will make a sharp turn to position number 6, Las Vegas, Nevada. Imagine, you are driving through a barren desert, and suddenly, right before your eyes, a sin city emerges, dazzling with neon lights, bizarre and grandiose to the point that it feels like you are on another planet. Arriving in Vegas, the first impression that strikes any British tourist is the legendary boulevard, the Strip. This place is like a surreal compilation of the entire world. You can admire a miniature Eiffel Tower, walk past the pyramids, and then find yourself rowing an Italian-style gondola. All of it is contained within massive resort complexes. However, the British who visit Vegas today will immediately face a reality shock regarding costs. In the past, Vegas was famous as a budget travel paradise thanks to all-you-can-eat buffets for just $5 and hotel room prices that were practically free to lure customers into the casinos. But forget about those times. Vegas has now transformed into one of the most luxurious playgrounds in the world. Everything from room rates, food, to services has skyrocketed in price. If you want to experience the craziness here, you have to be prepared for your wallet to burn up extremely quickly. In return, the entertainment experience here is truly top-notch. Vegas gathers world-class shows, where top global music stars hold performances costing millions of dollars. And here is the information that will make everyone exclaim, The Strip in Vegas is the place where the largest clusters of hotels, casinos, and resorts in the world are lined up next to each other on the same road. The level of extravagance and scale here is truly unmatched. So, we just passed through the first 5 colorful cities. But listen to me, the remaining 5 locations are truly where the wild and colossal natural essence of America crushes all the imagination of a British traveler. Especially, position number #shown is waiting ahead, and believe me, it involves a driving nightmare that is both thrilling and nerve-wracking, something no English person could have anticipated. Don't leave the screen, let's continue exploring the top 5 right after this. Stepping into the second half of the journey, let's head straight into the top 5 with a name that anyone in the world has heard at least once. Los Angeles, California. For the people of the United Kingdom, LA is like a promised land of dazzling glory. Who wouldn't dream of standing for a check-in in front of the legendary Hollywood sign, strolling down the Walk of Fame, or striking a pose in Beverly Hills and the sun-drenched Santa Monica Beach? Everything depicted in the movies is dazzling, glamorous, and perfect to the point that it makes people drool. But stepping out into real life, British tourists are immediately hit with a shocking reality that leaves them stunned. The harsh truth is that Los Angeles is not at all a centralized city that is easy to navigate like London. It is essentially a series of countless huge districts and towns connected together. Want to move from point A to point B? You are forced to get into a car and face the nightmare of an endless traffic jam on the 6 to 8 lane highways. Many Brits even joke that the time they are stuck in their car seats is longer than the time they actually get to sightsee. In return, if you are willing to endure that traffic challenge, LA still knows how to treat you to a perfect cinematic experience. Film culture permeates every breath of the city, from the Universal and Warner Brothers studios to the expensive yet incredibly high-end theme parks. And this is what makes the city's brand. LA is the capital of the film industry, where every street corner, intersection, or small restaurant you casually pass by may have appeared in at least one Hollywood blockbuster. Glamorous, yet exhausting due to traffic jams. That's how it is. But if you want to find a place completely free from that industrial glitz to immerse yourself in a passionate musical atmosphere, both ancient and chaotically enchanting, then what? Position number 4 right after this will take us to the holy land of Southern American jazz. Putting aside the noise and traffic jams of LA, let's immerse ourselves in a completely different atmosphere at number 4. New Orleans, Louisiana. If there is anywhere in America that completely astonishes British tourists, it is right here. A place where America seems to completely lose its usual American charm, transforming into a mysteriously enchanting world. The roots that create this uniqueness are the unparalleled cultural blend of French, Spanish, and African influences. Strolling through the historic French Quarter, admiring the artistic wrought iron balconies and the brightly colored brick houses, the English will feel their usual reserve and modesty completely melt away. Because in New Orleans, the energy of life permeates every breath. You just need to step outside, and the smooth, deep melodies of jazz music will resonate from every corner. Especially when night falls on the famous Bourbon Street. The entire city seems to explode in a chaotic yet enchanting festival atmosphere. From the vibrant atmosphere of the Mardi Gras Festival to the elegance and uniqueness of the antique shops on Magazine Street, everything has an irresistible charm. Notably, New Orleans is the official birthplace of world jazz music, the birthplace of music legends and home to the globally iconic Bourbon Street Party Street. Chilling and floating along with the jazz melodies is one thing, but what if you want to return to the awe of skyscrapers, the hustle and bustle of 24/7's life, and be ready for a shocking cost? Position number 3 right after this will take us to the Big Apple. A place where almost every English person has dreamed of stepping foot in at least once in their lifetime. Goodbye to the soothing jazz rhythm of New Orleans. Let's shoot straight up to the top 3 to face the pinnacle of urban awe. New York City, the Big Apple. If there is a place on this planet that possesses an electrifying energy that leaves you breathless from the very first second you step onto the street, it can only be NYC. For British tourists, stepping foot in New York is like walking straight into a classic Hollywood movie they have watched since childhood. Looking up at the skyscrapers that reach the sky, blending into the bustling crowd at Times Square, which is brightly lit day and night, or admiring the entire city from the top of the Empire State. It feels incredibly exhilarating. Although London is also a bustling metropolis, the 24/7 never-sleeping pace of New York is on a completely different level, more intense, crazier, and much more explosive. However, along with that extreme excitement comes a shocking cost that will empty your wallet. Everything in New York is so ridiculously expensive. There are bills that would leave any Englishman bewildered and clutching their wallet. Can you believe it? Just stopping by the famous Katz's Deli to order a pastrami sandwich, and the price goes up to $36. That's right, $36 for a sandwich. Although it must be acknowledged that the amount of meat they stack is so high it could overshadow an ordinary meal, that price is still enough to leave British tourists slack-jawed in shock. Overwhelming, expensive, and energy-draining as it is, after the towering concrete blocks of New York, can the wild nature of America make you hold your breath in a completely different way? Position number 2 right after this will take us to natural wonders so magnificent that they make humans feel incredibly small. Far from the towering concrete blocks and the blaring car horns of New York, let's take a step back, take a deep breath, and move on to position number 2, Yellowstone National Park and the Grand Canyon. If American cities leave British tourists in awe due to their wealth and man-made structures, then this is the place where the natural beauty of America will completely overwhelm your imagination, making you realize just how small your foggy homeland truly is. First is Yellowstone, a place of breathtaking, pristine beauty. Imagine you are walking on a land where right beneath your feet lies a supervolcano that is still smoldering. The old faithful geyser regularly shoots columns of boiling water up to 30 meters into the air every 90 minutes, while herds of gigantic bison and grizzly bears leisurely stroll along the road. Right after that is the Grand Canyon, a magnificent desert masterpiece with a gorge that is 1.6 kilometers deep and stretches 435 kilometers, carved by the Colorado River over millions of years. Standing before this vast abyss, any Englishman would be struck by two extremely humorous fears. One is the fear of heights so intense that they wouldn't dare stand close to the railing to take in the view, and the other is the fear of accidentally becoming dinner for the wild gray bears. What is even more impressive is Yellowstone, established in 1872. This is the first national park in the world, located right on the caldera of a gigantic, still active supervolcano. The nature is so breathtakingly magnificent. But we have reached the final stage. Where is the number Hasson stop? A place that is not a city or a museum, but creates a driving nightmare that shocks any British tourist who sets foot there? Let's explore it right now. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for has arrived. Position Hasson, the legendary Pacific Coast Highway, PCH, California. The biggest shock here is, what do you all know? The champion position today is not a magnificent city, nor a historical museum or an amusement park. It is a road. A road that turns the dream of traveling across America for the British into an experience that is both thrilling and nerve-wracking, unforgettable. Driving along the PCH, connecting San Francisco and Los Angeles, British tourists will immediately experience a double shock in both culture and psychology. First, the British are too accustomed to driving on the left side of the road. Now, getting into a convertible, taking the wheel on the right side, and driving close to the deep abyss of the Big Sur area. Honestly, your heart will race as if it wants to burst out of your chest. The second shock is the dangerously absurd beauty. On one side is a towering rock cliff. On the other is the vast, sun-drenched Pacific Ocean, with waves lapping gently beneath the winding Bixby Bridge. The scene is so spectacular that many British drivers don't even dare to look at it, because just a moment of distraction, lost in the view for a second, could send their car plunging into the abyss immediately. The feeling of being both terrified and free-spirited on four wheels is beyond any words to describe, and the priceless factor that makes PCH the absolute number one. This is recognized as the most beautiful and iconic coastal road on the planet, where every curve reveals a stunning natural landscape, from the sunbathing sea lions in San Simeon to the fiery red sunset in the coastal town of Cambria. So we have gone through the entire list of the top 10 most impressive travel destinations in the USA for British tourists together. If you are British, which location on this list makes you want to pack your bags and book a ticket immediately? Or are you an American and feel that we've missed a prestigious location in your homeland? Please leave a comment below to let us know. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to join us on our next exciting cultural exploration journey. Click on the video displayed on the screen to continue watching other exciting content. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos.